News tonight. I'm Scott Beadle. Former Alexandria City and Ward Marshal has his day in court tomorrow, though it's unlikely he'll actually be there. Latest details in our big story tonight. Authorities say Terrence Grimes is in a rehab facility for an addiction to prescription drugs. Tomorrow he was expected to be represented by his attorney and a trial date could be set. He was arrested at the city court complex last June on charges of drug distribution and malfeasance. He has pleaded not guilty to those charges. Meanwhile, he has resigned his post and his chief deputy did take over the office. A special election will be held in the spring to elect his successor for what is said to be the most lucrative post in the parish, worth some $240,000 a year in salary, benefits, and payments from cities, towns, and villages that rely on that marshal to deliver legal papers. Well, our Wednesday's pretty much been a washout. Let's get the latest on our forecast with meteorologist Ross Woodley.
Yeah, a whole bunch of rain out there last night and today. Plenty of showers and storms at times. We only got up to 70 degrees, a little bit below average for this time of year, but we were at 61 last night. That's basically where we were when we did the late show yesterday. But we hadn't seen any rain yet at that point in time. And as we got after midnight, about 2 a.m., the rain moved in and we've picked up 1.5 inches on the dot today as of 4 o'clock this afternoon. More showers and storms likely as we roll through the rest of tonight going into tomorrow morning. And unfortunately, it looks like showers are staying in the forecast for the next several days. Of course, I'll let you know just how much rain is going to fall and when the rain will finally move out coming up in just a little bit.
All right, thank you, Ross. Being in the right place at the right time led 3 women to meet again after almost 30 years. And the story behind their relationship, sure to warm your heart. ABC31's Joanna Phillips has more.
28 years ago, Brenda Ellington and her husband's wishes were answered.
After several years of unsuccessful infertility treatments, we had decided to take a break from the treatments.
A phone call from a nurse at the hospital in the year 1989 brought their daughter Brittany into their lives.
I hear this angelic voice saying, "Are you still interested in adopting this baby?" And I said, "Absolutely." She said, "Okay, well then, please come to our office at whatever appointed time tomorrow because the baby should be born tomorrow and this birth mother has decided to choose adoption."
Mary played a large role in Brittany's birth and adoption. Today, she has a family of her own. And her newest addition, a son named Hollis, has led Brittany, her mother, and Mary to meet again.
I had seen her 2 weeks before when they had come for a tour of our unit. And at that point, Brenda walked up to me and she said, "Mary?" And I said, "Yes." And I looked at her and I knew her. And at that point, we both realized who we were.
Brittany and her family currently live in Japan, and she traveled back to the U.S. because of possible pregnancy complications. After seeing a specialist, she received good news and now has a healthy baby boy. These 3 women were able to meet again in an unexpected turn of events. And Brittany was able to let the woman who helped make her family whole all those years ago know how thankful she is.
That was a big deal, for me, even, that I got to have a family. You played a big part in allowing God to use you.
Thank you.
Joanna Phillips, ABC 31 News.
All Saints Day is a holiday where families visit their deceased loved ones, bringing flowers, lighting candles, saying prayers. Many Sandler residents remember their loved ones today, despite the weather, by placing mums on their graves at the Alexandria National Cemetery. This, of course, is a day marked by many people around the world. Mayor of Pineville, Clarence Field, spoke to the Lions Club this afternoon about the upcoming fiscal year for the city, as well as some other community concerns.
Obviously, with the economy and the way things are and all the above, there's always concerns, and we try to let people know what those concerns are. Things that we're looking at this budget year relative to sales tax and the revenues that the city has versus the services that we deliver. So you get the opportunity to share those kinds of things with people where they can hear it firsthand. Some of the things that we deal with on an everyday basis, because as you well know, our people's expectations are that we deliver the services that we deliver.
The mayor anticipates that it will be a good fiscal year, despite some challenges. What is a ladies' night out tomorrow? Businesses on 3rd Street downtown are inviting the women of Senla for a block party filled with fashion, food, art, and some special prizes. The businesses include the Century Drug, Century Grill, JB Studios, Addie's Closet Boutique, the Melting Pot Bar, and DC's Suits and More.
Wanted to create a fun event that that women could, on a Thursday night after work, just kind of unwind, have a glass of wine, or grab something to eat from Century and just do a little shopping and just have a good time, other than, our daily routines of mom, wife, work.
The event runs tomorrow from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Avoyelles Parish will kick off the month of November with some big events starting this Friday.
The weekend of November 3rd through the 5th with Step and Strut coming into Avoyelles Parish, a concert venue, outdoor concert venues, and then a horse trail ride rounding it up, as we would say, at the end. Mooresville Farmers Market on November 4th from 9 to 1 at the Mooresville Town Hall. Open Hands is having their annual 5K run at St. Mary's Community Center in Cottonport on November 4th. That starts at 8 o'clock in the morning. And then when you've burned out all those calories in the morning, John, you go to St. Charles Fair in Goudeau starting at 4 o'clock that afternoon to replenish those calories.
And to make sure you don't miss out on any events happening this weekend, you can visit travelavoyelles.com/events. The Pineville High School theater students are bringing the 70s to 2017 with Saturday Night Fever the Musical. It will kick off this Thursday at 7 p.m. with shows continuing through Sunday. For more information, visit pinevillehightheater.net.
Get your leg warmers and neon clothes for the 80s themed 3rd annual Bart Knows How to Paw Tea on Friday, November 3rd. Come paw tea in the 80s while raising money for homeless animals in Sinlaw. Give thanks by giving back to those in need. Drop off canned food donations at the Harley-Davidson dealership Saturday, November 4th. All donations go straight to the Food Bank of Central Louisiana. Register now for the Tioga Junior High School 5K Color Run. Awards for the top 3 male and female finishers. Race begins at 9 at the Tioga High School Football Stadium. And get your tickets for the Pancake Breakfast to raise funds for the Kiwanis of Alexandria Foundation Scholarship Fund. Breakfast is served at 7:30 on November 4th at Holy Savior Menard High School.
Hi, I'm meteorologist Ross Whitley. Checking out the muggy meter today, and why not? It is muggy out there after several days, even a week or so, where our dew points were down in the 50s and 40s. We even had a brief period of time where our dew points were down in the 20s. We have now climbed all the way back up into the upper 60s, and it's very muggy out there. Once again, we're getting dangerously close to that nasty, steamy category. And the reason why, well, the winds are out of the south. And with that, and an interaction with the Gulf of Mexico, we got plenty of storms rolling on through. And you can see the flow basically from southwest to northeast. And that's the way it's been all day today. Now, that little trough has moved just off to our east, but this will actually start to lift back north. You can look down in the Gulf of Mexico and you see the shower activity starting to pop up there. And you can kind of see, if you look real closely, that this is starting to bend that direction, and this will shift back north, and when it does, well, we'll be back in the shower activity as well. Looking at future radar, you can see that flow continuing, so even when the showers aren't present, because the temperatures are so close to the dew points out there, we'll have showers and drizzle, light rain, and some fog developing overnight tonight, even as we go into the early morning hours. So if you're around and out early tomorrow morning, say 6 a.m., expect there to be fog, showers, all of that going on still. So for the day tomorrow, probably not nearly as a washout as it was today, but still rain, cloud cover, cool, and wet throughout the entire day. The rest of tonight, a thunderstorm around in the area, only about a 40% chance of a good bit of rain, but like I just showed, showers, fog, drizzle, that kind of stuff will still be sticking around throughout the rest of tonight. Now, what to expect tomorrow? It's going to be mostly cloudy again throughout the day. I doubt we see any sunshine once again. Might see a peak or two in the afternoon. Then a shower or thunderstorm around as well. Not nearly as much rain tomorrow as what we got today. And then we follow that up with another day with showers and thunderstorms around. And then as we get into the day on Friday, well, very warm. We could be approaching a record high set not too long ago. And of course, that temperature about in the upper 80s. So hopefully we're done with the 90s, but we're going to be close as we head into Friday. And the reason why, high pressure off to our east, that warm air surging northward, that little disturbance frontal boundary just hanging out right across the area, going to continue to bring us moisture and shower activity over the next several days. Forecast highs out there for the day tomorrow, much warmer, 84 degrees. A good 60% chance of rain throughout the day tomorrow. And looking at our extended forecast, warmer with thunderstorms around tomorrow, 84, 82 on Friday, 83 on Saturday. We finally kick the rain out of here by Sunday and Monday, and then a cold front approaches the region by next Tuesday, hopefully bringing us some cooler temperatures. That's a look at your 7-day and your weather forecast. Scott?
Ross, thank you very much. Facebook, Google, and Twitter testify before Congress, and the space industry is expected to be another big growth business. Jane Kane is at the NASDAQ market site with those stories and more in today's Tech Report.
Social media companies Facebook, Google, and Twitter will testify on Capitol Hill today on Russia ads. Social media companies under pressure to respond to demands by lawmakers that they follow the same regulations on political ads as advertisers in newspapers and on radio and television. So that means telling who paid for the ads. Facebook says 146 million Americans saw the Russia-sponsored ads before the election last year. Well, Qualcomm shares plummeted on news that Apple may be looking at other companies to supply chips for its iPhones. The Wall Street Journal says it's designing devices that would use Intel chips instead. Apple and Qualcomm have been in a bitter legal battle over patent royalties. Well, the space industry will be worth nearly $3 trillion in 30 years. That's according to Bank of America. It sees the space industry growing by leaps and bounds over the next few decades. Now, the growth, they say, will be driven by reusable rockets and information that needs satellites. And Microsoft starting to integrate LinkedIn into its services. LinkedIn on Outlook is now going live. So that allows email users to view insights, profile pictures, work history, and more from within their inbox. The company says it will also be available within Outlook for Windows, iOS, and other Office products in the months ahead. From the NASDAQ market site in Times Square, I'm Jane King with your Tech Report.
Hi, everybody. This is the voice of the Tigers, Jim Hawthorne, inviting you to watch Inside LSU Football, presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors on this affiliate of the LSU Sports Television Network every week during the season. We'll have all the highlights, exclusive locker room access you won't see anywhere else, and features that will give you the inside story on your Fighting Tigers football team.
Inside LSU Football. Join us Sundays at 10 on KLAX TV. Brought to you in part by Randy Wiggins, State Farm Agent.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Nick Frank. I hope your kids, or more importantly you, got your sugar fill last night and didn't crash too hard today. But if so, I'm sure there's plenty more sweets left in the Halloween bucket. Now, the NSU football team still feeling pretty good from their last second win over Houston Baptist. And while the win was quite thrilling, the Demons would rather not go through that again.
Not hoping for a scare like that again. I'm hoping we can go out there and just operate as we usually do and probably just put up a lot of points like our offense should. But if it comes down to it, we have to continue what we have, our game plan, and just continue to trust the process and let everything fold out.
NSU returns home this weekend for a matchup against Abilene Christian. Now the NSU volleyball team has just 3 games remaining in the regular season. The Demons 8-5 right now in conference play and have a great chance with 2 home games left to get to double-digit conference wins by the end of the year. Coach Kirchhoff says all those early season road games, well, now they're starting to pay off.
You look at the conference schedule going into it, and at the beginning, you may see a lot of road trips, and some people may look at that and be like, this is going to make it really difficult for us. But I look at the bright side of it, that we're going to be at home on the the back end of the conference schedule, and it just makes it that much easier when everyone's getting a little bit worn down, to be at home, to have fan support, to help us push through the end of the season and go into the tournament strong.
Demons back on the court on Saturday against Houston Baptist. The SEC announced the 2017-18 women's basketball preseason All-SEC teams this afternoon. LSU senior Rain Luis was named to the preseason All-SEC first team, while her Tiger team was picked to finish 7th in the conference. Luis is the returning SEC Defensive Player of the Year and led the team with 15.8 points per game. She also led the team in rebounding, steals, and assists.
84 tomorrow, so much warmer, shorts weather returning until we get to the middle part of next week, where we'll watch cooler air moving back into the forecast.
Thank you, Ross. Thanks for watching. Have a great night.
To you, it's just an old coat. But to an underprivileged child, it's a warmer winter. Please help us collect coats for kids before the cold months get here. You can drop off new or gently used coats at a location near you. All coats are cleaned and distributed right here in our community. The KLAX Coats for Kids Drive is sponsored by First Federal Bank, Southern Heritage Bank, Bank of Montgomery, Kramer Funeral Home, Take 5 Oil Change, South Park Cleaners, and LaSalle Printing and Office Supply.
Wait, whoa!
Oh, I can't get enough of this video.
Right This Minute is TV's #1 daily viral video show. Right This Minute.
Watch Right This Minute, weekdays at 5 on KLAX TV.